So yeah, let's get into some of these motherfucking topics. The big one. Oh my God. You know what? I was kind of like struggling yesterday. I was like, where's the news at, G? Because I was like, I ain't got nothing.
Bro. It was kind of dry.
Bro. And then this morning hit, and it was just like crazy. Went super crazy with the news. Unfortunate news, but I think it's time to do some reflection on the gaming space. So I'll start off by saying what happened with the Sony layoff. So Sony PlayStation SIE decided to let go about 8%, 900 or 8% of their workforce across the board, right? That's around like 900 people. So this morning we got a letter from Jim Ryan, the president and CEO. You know, somebody typed this shit for him. It's very corpo, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to just hit on the main portions of it. It starts off by saying, you know, the PlayStation community means everything to us, so I felt it was important to update you on a difficult day at our company. We have made extremely hard decisions to announce our plan to commence a reduction of our overall headcount globally by 8% or about 900 people, subject to local law and consultation processes. Employees across the globe, including our studios, are impacted. So within the email, it tells us that several PlayStation studios are affected across the Americas, EU, Japan, APAC. Also for those, okay, so some of the stuff like legal stuff for the letting go of some of the people, it says like for those of us in the US, all impacted employees will be notified today. In the UK, it is proposed that the PlayStation Studios London studios will close in its entirety.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about that last week a little bit about PlayStation VR going to PC, right? So London Studios is what pretty much makes their first party VR games. So that kind of lets us know for sure it ain't getting no more support. You know what I mean? I'll continue that there will be reductions in Fire Sprite studios, and there will be reductions in various functions across SIE and in the UK. And then moments later, there was another email sent by Herman Holst. And he says that the US-based studios and groups impacted by a reduction in force are Insomniac Games. Well, that one bothers me a little bit. Insomniac Games, Naughty Dog, as well as our technology, creative, and support teams in the UK and European-based studios, London studios closing in its entirety, reduction in Gorilla and Fire Sprite. He continues later on, PlayStation 5 is in its 4th year, and we are at the stage where we need to step back and look at our business needs. At the same time, our industry has experienced continuing and fundamental change, which affects how we all create and play games. Delivering the immersive, narrative-driven stories that PlayStation Studios is known for at the quality bar that we aspire to requires a re-evaluation of how we operate. Delivering and sustaining social online experiences, allowing PlayStation gamers to explore our worlds in different ways, as well as launching games on additional devices such as PC and mobile, requires a different approach and different resources. He continues, we look at our studios and our portfolio, evaluating projects in various stages of development, and we have decided that some of those projects will not move forward. Including, listen, when I saw the news, because one that they announced of them closing was Twisted Metal. A live service, Twisted Metal. That shit would have printed money.
Yeah.
And it was on its early stages, so it's not like they got later on in development and was like, nah, this ain't it. Like they just early stages, cut it off. What the fuck?
Yeah.
The TV show was good too.
I heard. But like, and that would have gotten me excited. I'm not even a PlayStation dude, but Twisted Metal would have had me on that dual sets quicker than shit.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Twisted Metal and PlayStation go like hand in hand when you think like those two symbiotic.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. But I'll start with you, Scale. Like, what, when you saw this news, like give me your hot takes on this, man.
Yeah, I thought it was. I don't know. I'll say I didn't like the news overall, and just because layoffs are not cool. Don't want to joke about that. That's someone losing their like livelihood. You know what I mean? Their way of living. So I never want to see that go, especially in the gaming industry. I don't care what studio, what anything. If you're in the gaming industry and you're having layoffs and stuff like that, it's something that saddens me because this is my industry. Like, this is what I like and enjoy. So to hear that means that we're about to lose some games. We possibly lost a Twisted Metal game that we've all been wanting forever. I don't know how they ain't dropped no Twisted Metal game. That's cake. Like, even if it wasn't live service, they could, even if a collection, something. Like, how you just gonna ixnay on the Edo Wisted May? I don't know how to pick Latin sucks, but
my boy over here trying to do big Latin.
I tried. But
I respect it.
No, man, there's layoffs across the board in the industry right now. So, and I think we're at 6,000 people in 2024 already as far as the layoffs are concerned. So it's like, I'm not surprised. This is just everybody is going through it. It seems like at this point. So everyone. It's just, I feel like we're at a time where it's just happening all across. So, I mean, that was pretty much my initial thought and everything on that. Sad that personally, it's just sad to hear it. I hate hearing about all these layoffs because these are my games. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's bad.
And it's at 6,000 and we're still in February.
Yeah.
Still in February.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely crazy, man.
But yeah, that's kind of my initial feelings about it as far as how that happens. It sucks to hear. I know PlayStation, and not only that, just God damn, PlayStation, y'all are going through it. It's like week after week after week. We ain't getting no good news. Definitely ain't getting no good games. It's like, bro, we need something. I know Foam Star's got that season 2 coming out. I heard they get a new Foam Star and everything. It's like, but other than that, come on, bro. It's just like I don't know what's going on. I hope everything is okay over there. It's kind of my initial take, though.
Yeah. What about you, Nova?
Before we get to that, man, y'all.
Oh shit, Big Boy Mike.
Yeah.
My fault. Yeah. Big Boy Mike says it's been a blast so far. Thanks for what you guys bring to the community. I think this podcast has a high ceiling. Gang.
Appreciate it.
Blood. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Big. And y'all part of it. You feel me? This wouldn't
Definitely.
happen. This wouldn't have happened, you know, without y'all support, man. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all bring in good conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The jokes. You know what I'm saying? It's great, man. It's truly a Longhouse. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Truly. Thanks, Big Boy Mike. Member for 1 month.
Yes,
That's what
sir.
I'm talking about.
Thank you.
Indeed, man. But yeah, go ahead, Nova.
He said content so good, I got to re-up. So appreciate you. But it's layoffs are always bad news, man, for everybody involved. You know, mostly good news for just like the bottom line for PlayStation, right? So they're trying to save a little bit of money. So those are only people this is actually good for. There's people losing their livelihoods, not unable to feed their families, you know, right at the beginning of the year, you know, it's just bad, man.
And some
like
people
you said,
like move to those jobs,
right.
to those jobs, buy a house. They're 6 months, a year, even like maybe 2 years into the job, and then they get let go.
Yeah.
right? Like, and they're away from all the other studios, like
Right.
potentially. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
didn't even
there's-
want to be here. Type
Yeah.
shit.
Exactly.
That shit's
Exactly,
trash,
man. It's all bad, man. So, and that London studio, like you spoke about earlier, Viking, like it closing in combination with the news of the VR, the PlayStation VR 2, getting some type of capability to connect to the PC later, is kind of spooky, man. It's seeming like
Yeah.
PlayStation is giving up on VR in general. They're putting it into somebody else's hands to develop for their tech, man. And I can't say that, that I'm surprised, man. This is more of the same that we've seen so many times over and over again. More
Yeah.
drop some hardware, don't support it, man. But it seems like UK was hit the hardest, man.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, the studios closing, all that stuff, man. Guerrilla Games lost some of their people. Guerrilla Games, I think it said they lost like 40 people out of 400, so they even lost 10% of their
10%.
workforce.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, and those people, they put out Horizon and Killzone. So it's like, hey, we're putting out quality content and we still getting hit. So, like, what else do you want us to do at this point, man? So
Horizon was good too. That's what's crazy. It's like, dang, we getting us? We getting let go? Oh my! It's up for all y'all.
The most egregious one is Insomniac. Them motherfuckers have been carrying the PS5 generation, carrying the PS5 generation, and still.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But one thing that did stand out from this news to me, it says the proposed changes mean that we will enter a period of collective consolation before any final decisions are taken. So they said we need to rein it in. Too many people out there doing, just too many chefs in the kitchen right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we need to kind of collectively move forward because we just spending money that we don't got and we just spinning our wheels right now. Like, so yeah, man. What do you think about it, Viking?
Fuck. It shows the sea change in the industry space, right? Scale has a perfect topic with Rainbow Six Siege. About what their plans are, right? So it's really difficult. You have one shot. You have a AAA game that comes out. You spent 5 to 6 years making. It costs $200-300 million to make. You got one shot to impress. And the margins still are very low. Mm-hmm. So it's a sea change, man. And I think like there's other companies, Nintendo, for example, that are set up for success in this avenue because their games don't cost a lot to make, right? Mm-hmm. They make money on their hardware because it's not ultra powerful, right? So, and they can push a lot of units because it's Nintendo, right? Like their IPs, and it's very cost effective. The Xbox, on the other hand, I think they saw this sea change coming, which is why they started putting day and date on PC a while ago, plus having a subscription service, so you're getting monthly income regardless, and investing heavily into games as a service, right? So let's say Spider-Man, for example, once it's out, it's not going to make no more money for you in the long term, right? Like there's no store to buy cosmetics. There's nothing going into it. I don't even think they've never really done a DLC, right? For the Spider-Man games or Ratchet and Clank. It's just been, probably put out a smaller game for $50 or $40 like Miles Morales, but there's no continuing cycle for that game.
Right.
So yes, they make, and I'm a bot, but I'm not going to lie here. Like they make good over the shoulder story driven games, right? And that's what they've relied on for a long time now, but there's a sea change, right? Like those were the old ways of doing. But you remember that The Wire episode where homeboy was like, man, if this was the old days, and then Slim came in, it's like, well, the thing about the old days is those was the old days.
Yeah. They had so many quotes in that show, bro.
Like that's exactly what this is, man. And
Mhm.
if you're the market leader, quote unquote, in gaming, and you're making record revenue, but your profit margins are also record breaking in the downward. You know what I mean? Like 6% return on investment for like that's not good, man, for the amount of effort that you're putting in for all this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're selling consoles, sure, but I think like 5 to 7% of people who are subscribed to PS Plus are only subscribed to the high tier, right? Like you're not offering any decent services for that monthly revenue. None of your games are gas, right? Or games as a service. Like it's going to hit, man. You lost Call of Duty, right? Like Microsoft owns that now. Like, so you can't get them juicy ass deals like you used to. Like, bruh, the game has fucking changed.
Yeah.
And as a segue here, speaking of games, what's up, Fonz Gaming? What's happening, boy? But yeah, man, I think it's telling as to where the industry is. Somebody mentioned this in the chat. I should have probably clicked on it, but yes, the Arcane said, I wonder if this is scaring away future talent. And it could, man. Like to see how much mayhem has happened over the last 2 years, man. It's crazy. And I don't want people like blaming all the overhiring shit like that. That happened in 2020, 2021. You know what I mean? Like things are changing when it comes to like when shareholders look at these companies, they want to see growth, right?
Yeah.
That's all they want. They want to see growth, right?
And to that,
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, and to that point, man, I was just checking out the numbers earlier today, man, between Sony and Microsoft. I just wanted to see how both companies were growing within the last year.
Yeah.
I think Sony had grew within the last year, maybe 2 to 3%, and Microsoft had grown over 63% in the last year, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like where they put their investments. Like, I think that people talk a lot of shit about what Microsoft or Xbox has done to gaming, right? As far as like the subscription service, as far as putting their games out day and date on PC. They saw the sea change coming. They probably was using that AI shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, teach me your ways. What's happening in the future?